lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
Well, hello, everybody. How y'all doing? This is Charles McCutchen, your favorite entrepreneur. I'm about to bring y'all some insights and information to help you out. And as we always know, we bring up 2019 because we must be doing the things now to make sure 2019 is going to be a success for us. So what I do on this show, this particular show, Charles's Corner, is I step people through different processes to see where you are in business, to see what you need to do, who you need to contact, because we all have to do something with somebody else. You can't do everything by yourself. I used to be one of those guys. I used to be the guy that you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm just going to figure it out. All that's going to do is allow you to tack on a few years, I'm going to say years, into what you want to do. So this is for all my business owners and for really anybody, really. It doesn't have to be a business owner. But I was just, going through the internet, and I found some stuff that I was like, wow, that's just amazing that it even came out the way it came out. And it was about funny that I saw this, and it was from the New York Times, and they did a survey, and they found that 81%, now that is a huge, huge number, 81% of adult Americans want to write a book. 81. So I don't know what the other 19 want to do. It is what it is. But 81% want to write a book. And they went on to find out that only 1% ever follow through. But see, I look at that 1% and in a lot of different industries. I say almost in any industry, when you look at the numbers, because I'm a numbers guy, there was about 7% of people that's going to do something. 93% is, they're going to talk about it and not do much of anything. And so that's what I see, that 1%. And they say the average book sells 250 copies in its lifetime. Like your book that you put out, only 250 copies. And I think you have to be cool with that. And I had so many misconceptions about the industry of book writing. I did want to write one, and I didn't want to write one, and I did, and I went back and forth. And what happened was I met some folks, and they just started educating me on, what really book writing is and what it can allow you to do. And so today, what I'm going to give y'all, people that want to write a book on what it can do for you. For one, off the top, I look at 3 streams of income. There's 3 streams of income, probably more, just from a book and wanting to speak. And I'll tell it to you like this. If you're a business owner, a book can enhance your business. If you are somebody that's trying to get into the business world, a book can get you in the business world. A book can get you indoors. A book can get you paid speaking engagements. A book can get you radio. A book can get you TV. And I only speak to this because that's exactly what I did. And so when I do events, and I bring my book with me as well. I have like 11 books. Some of them on Amazon, and some of them are hardback. And I bring my book with me or what have you. And people want me to sell my book, but I'm not really into selling books. So I'm not up there, hey, buy my book, y'all. That's not what I do. And it's not about the book per se. The book gets you in the door. It's almost like a resume. Your book is your resume. It gets you in, but then you have to go in there and you have to prove yourself to whoever you're going to prove yourself to so you can get whatever it is you're looking to get. And so that's what I want to bring up. And I want to bring up this other guy, and y'all may know who he is, Chicken Soup for the Soul, okay? And there was a couple people on Chicken Soup for the Soul. There's a couple people that help with that. One of them is Mr. Jack Canfield, and then the other one is Mark Victor Hansen. I only bring them up because they sold over 500 million copies as a series, and that's on the low end. I'm sure that's very low, and I don't want to disservice what they've been. I mean, misspeak on what they really did, but 500 million copies of anything. I went out to go meet Jack Canfield out in California, out in L.A., just so I can understand, what it is they're doing and get a better grip on, like, New York Times bestseller, because I had this big notion with the New York Times bestseller and what it really meant to do. And once I started getting a lot more information, it helped me to understand that it's not even about the title of best-selling author, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, best-selling author, what have you. It's more about becoming an author. And if from a psychological viewpoint, from an author standpoint, most people revere authors more than they look at or revere or respect, in a sense, their doctors and dentists. And it's just a psychological thing. So I bring that up. So what can book writing do for you? People come to me, and I'm bringing this up to y'all because I'm going to set up, I'm going to have to do it live because every time I do something, even in my city, people say, well, are you going to make it live so I can see? So I'm just like, okay, I'm going to do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a live event, a book writing event, to where, bring your pen and your pad and whatever else you have. Bring your stuff with you, and we're going to do a live event. And I don't have the date yet, and I just tell people to follow me on social media, and I'll put out the information. And I'm gonna give away probably some CDs and some jump drives and some books and just some free stuff to get people off the ground and running. And so I already have people inboxing me right now saying, hey, can you notify me when that happens? And the way my inbox is set up, I would have to notify too many people. I'm not about that life. Just to keep hitting people, hey, about this, I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just hit on some points. And this is what I see in the industry of book writing. I see people writing books, which, I don't knock anybody for writing a book. Anybody can write a book. But I think a lot of people just write it in the hopes that it's going to do all this stuff, but they don't have the plan to make it do all this stuff that they think they thought they were going to do. They thought that it was going to bring in all this money and stuff like that when it's not really, the books are not really set up to, you're not about to get, like, sell, a million copies and you're going to make all this money. That's not how the book writing thing is set up. And so I'm going to give y'all a little bit of insight. For those who don't know me, my name is Charles McCutchen. I'm a best-selling author. I became one back in 2016. I even partner with people on my book, and I'm partnering with some more people on an up-and-coming book that I have right now that's going to be given to high schoolers and college students. And this is like everything I wanted to know, or everything I know we need to know. Like, if we can go back in time right now, if I could, like, if you can be in high school and take the knowledge that you have right now, that's what I'm giving these students from in high school and college, and something for the parents as well to set their kids up for success. So I'm putting that together right now. It just got back from the editors, and it came into my I'm changing some things and moving some stuff around and adding some stuff to it, and I'm going to give it back to the editors and let them do what they do. So the first thing I like to ask people when we're talking books and doing, working with books is, what do you want the book to do for you? If you just want to write a book and have it set down, that's cool. You can do that. No big deal. So write your book, and that's it. I tell people, you don't need me to just write a book. You got that. But if you want to get featured on TV or get featured on radio or get speaking engagements, that's something I know about. That's something I'm doing right now, setting up my 2019. Some people already set up. I had to wait to set up a few things. I already have speaking engagements set up in 2019, but I didn't go all out like these engagements. And that's due to, my other commitments I'm about to take on. No big deal. You must know who your audience is. Like, who are you writing to? And it's just like business as well. I had one guy, doing business, and he was selling a feminine product, and he was trying to get me to buy in on the feminine product, but I'm not his audience. I wasn't excited about it. I didn't really want to hear about it. I just, I just listened only because he asked me to. That was the only reason. And I was sitting there like, can this hurry up? Really, it was like scratching a chalkboard with your fingernails. I was like, come on, man, let's just be over with this. He was trying to present it to me, and that's just not something that I just wasn't his audience. So that's one thing you're going to have to find out. And so when you're writing this book and you're setting everything up, how it's set up, it's like a 90-day plan almost. You have stuff you have to do before the book, during the book, after the book is done. It's like a 90-day plan that a lot of people don't, they have no clue about that stuff. And I didn't know. I didn't either. I had to learn about all this stuff as I went along, and I was like, man, it just opened my eyes to information that I had no clue about. Like I said, a book can give you, 3+ streams of income with the speaking added to it. So, a book right now for me is like my business card almost. My thing is, why do you want to write a book? What's the outcome for the book? Who's your audience for the book? And why should they read your book? What are they going to get from it? One of the bigger things is the title and how the book looks in and of itself. How are you going to get people to read it? Some people will pick up a book just due to how a book looks. And we do that all the time because it has a catchy title or the colors draw us to it. And so we'll actually just pick it up and maybe skim through a few pages. That's a lot of. Another thing you can do when you're doing books, and for everybody out there listening, you can actually do a book for free and upload it on Amazon for free. I know a lot of people, I'm busy, and then they don't write the book. They don't write the book. Here it is, 2019. And they was working on it in 2013. And it's like, okay, it's 2019, you still haven't written a book. And so there are things out there to make sure you hold yourself accountable. Not to say you're going to do it. Nobody can, make you write a book. It's not it. You have to want to do it. You got to set around the time and make it happen. You can write a book in 40 hours. You can write a book in a weekend. You can write a book using 5 minutes a day. There's so many different ways you can actually write that book, but the goal is to actually do something, price nothing. So the book in and of itself, when you're starting out writing your book, you're going to have a story with it. I don't know what your story is. All of us have one. Every one of us has at least one book inside of us. So you got to figure out your story, make it compelling, make readers want to be like, wow, you really went through it, or you really did that. You have a story that needs to be told, okay? And so as we're writing the book, I'm going to skip like a lot of information, and I'm going to act like you're about to upload your book into Amazon. And like I said, I had already skipped it's almost like this is what I see people do. They try to load their book up and they have no foundation. That's like building a house and you just using some wood at the bottom. You don't have a concrete foundation or a slab or anything like that. You just building a house and you think it's going to stand, withstand the test of time, and it's not. It's really going to crumble here later. So I'm skipping a lot. I just want y'all to understand. I'm just going to go into uploading the book. So when you're uploading a book on Amazon, use a thing called KDP. If you don't know what that is, I want you to research it because you need to know. If you're going to do a book, you need to know what KDP is. So the acronym, Kilo Delta Papa, KDP. So you have to choose a category, and I know most people just choose, if I'm writing a book on basketball, you don't choose basketball. You have to go deeper than that. You have to get a category so books are ranked. Books are ranked on Amazon, and they're ranked to the tune of, will you become a best-selling author or not? And, you get it. You got to get it any way you can. Get the best-selling author, and that just puts you in another category with people, even when you putting in information so you can get speaking engagements. It could get you more money, whatever, what have you, when you're looking at this information. So as you're uploading your book, KDP, that's a great source. I use that source. I know some other people use that as well. And they actually did my cover. If you go up there and type in Charles McCutchen, you'll see some of my books come out. You'll see some of the titles which are outdated. You'll see the colors, which, you choose certain colors, and I'm not going to go over. I may go over the colors with you if I have time later. Then you have a price that you want to launch your book at. So this is what I tell people: go to Barnes and Nobles, look at your category of books, and then you look at that category and see what they're selling for. You can't sell your book for $34 if you see some New York Times bestsellers out there for $16, $17, and they already, selling thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of copies. So just try to keep it within a price range or where you think is a nominal price range. You have to have reviews. That's one thing I didn't do for some of my books. I didn't start out, well, that's because you don't know what you don't know until you know, and then you start to tell other people, hey, I know. And so you have to get reviews, and there's ways to do it via social media to get reviews before your book comes out, or when your book comes out, you can get reviews set up to where Amazon looks at reviews. That's a good thing when you get good reviews. You have to describe your book. You have to make it compelling. You have to do a write-up so people be like, wow, I'm going to go a little further, or I'm intrigued on what the write-up is. Now I'm going to buy the book. That's how it really works. Then there's a promo period, a promotion period. Look at the promotion period as a time where marketing is, you need to be on 100 or 1,000 with your marketing. A lot of people do not market their books. I did that with one of mine, two of mine, three of mine. Didn't market the right way. I just wanted a book out there, and that's what I got. I got a book out there that didn't really make any money, and I had to repurpose it and remarket it so I could actually make money. And when you start making money on Amazon, it doesn't stop. If you market it the right way. Like right now, I'm selling books on Amazon. And you get paid because you're selling books, but you don't have to be there for a reason. So when you're writing these books, different colors have different meanings. And I know, even when you're, speaking, the different colors have different meanings. Even when you, like for a guy, like the tie that you have on, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. Like the color red or the color blue, and I do want to tell y'all about it, but I don't want to tell you. I want y'all to look it up and figure it out. You have a thing called a press release. So a lot of people do not understand press releases. A lot of people do not do press releases, and that kind of hurts them. And all a press release is doing is telling the world, hey, I have something that you need to see, in a sense, in a nutshell. And so it can be written up. You can get with different journalists to pick up your book to say, hey, this guy has something going on. To understand that, hey, I got something and I need you to know about it. So you're telling the world, I got something and you need to know. And journalists are out there. They're out there looking for people like you and me and saying, hey, I need this story. And you may have to change up your story. I had to tell a gentleman this the other day. He had a very, very, very interesting topic that a lot of people are going to – it wasn't a common theme, a common topic. So I told him he has to change it up and get the interest of the people first, then go back in and then lay it down. And so when you're doing press releases, it's all about what you say and how you say it. And there are certain things called keywords that a lot of people don't look at as well. So when you're putting your book out there are certain keywords that affect your industry, and you need to know which are like the best keywords, and you start to use those in your writing. And what happens is journalists, they scour the internet looking for stories. So if you put a story out there and you have a keyword that the journalist is looking for, next thing you know, they pick it up, and now they're putting your information in this magazine. It could definitely happen that way. I see a lot of people that just come out the gates and say, hey, I wrote a book. It just happened today. Hey, we wrote a book. And I'm just like, nobody knew. All you're doing is killing the amount of money you could make. People need to know you're writing a book from the time you start writing a book until the time you finish, until after, because it doesn't need to be a secret. Let everybody know, hey, I'm going to be writing a book. I'm an up-and-coming author. We need to use that more. So you're telling people that for the reason of you want buy-in for your book. You want them to understand that, hey, I'm writing a book. Hey, can I get your input? And, hey, the book is out now. Thank you for the information that you gave me. I put some of your information in here. Do you think they're going to buy the book? They may. Do you think they're going to tell their friends? They may. If you quote somebody, do you think they're going to go and look at their quote in their book? They may. Do you think they're going to tell their friends about that they're in a book and they're quoted in a book? They may. So it's more about how you connect with people and how you can connect with people who are influencers as well, that have a huge network, to have them have a voice in your book or to use something as social media to get you more insight around your book. So every year there's at least 30,000 events. And when I say events, I'm talking like live events, I'm talking trade shows, I'm talking events that you can get your insight in or get your foot in the door to where you can speak due to your book because you're an expert on that specific topic. Well, you better be an expert. You got to actually be an expert. You know, and it's okay if you're not, but you're putting it out as, hey, I'm an expert in this field. So we all know something. You know, we all have that expertise in something that we can put a book out on. We don't need any more information. We can write it up right now and put a book out on it. The one thing I see a lot of book writers do and miss out on is their chapters. Some of us have, 10, 20 chapters, and a lot of people don't even sell their chapters. It's like you can make a profit selling chapters, even if you sell them for $7.99. I have people buying $7.99 chapters, and they'll buy 10 chapters, and now they didn't spend $80 for a book that's like $19.99. It's crazy, and that's just what it happens. You set yourself up, and as a book is being written, you set yourself up for radio, you set yourself up for blogs, you set yourself up for TV, for social media. You set it up to where you can get at least 100 places right now where you can send a letter to them to speak due to your book, meaning that you're an author on this subject, on this particular subject. And that, even if it's paid or unpaid, it doesn't matter. What if it's unpaid, it's not paid, and the next thing you know, they say, hey, we want you to speak at our quarterly, we have a quarterly event. We have about 400 people. We want you to come out and speak. And that can happen. And so people that you're in front of, and now you have a book, sell your book at the event. Sell chapters at the event. Sell CDs at the event. Sell something at the event that you can actually help you to move forward to where you go into another step, and now they have a national convention or something to that effect that you can get a piece of. Now, you can post your individual articles on blogs. A lot of people don't do that. You can post individual articles or a piece of it on just the internet, just on your social media to make people want to go learn more about what you're doing. I'm just giving y'all advice around books. You can create a audio book from your book. You can write a newsletter from your book. You can do frequently asked questions on your book. You can do, I already brought up press releases. There's so many different things you can do with the book. Just one book, family, can change up your 2019 if you allow it to, right? One book can change up your streams of income if you allow it to. One book can get you speaking engagements. I'm traveling, and I'm not even trying to speak. Not right now. It's only, like I say, I have things that I'm working on, so I was trying to limit the amount of speaking engagements that I was doing only because I have, I got some stuff I got going on. And I'm not mad at it. I'm just, I just got stuff that I have going on, and I choose to put myself in this position. So when I'm ready for, like, this next book I have coming out, y'all better watch it. I'm telling y'all right now, because this book right here, the book that I have coming out, I'm unleashing everything I have in my arsenal for this particular book. Like everything that I have, everything that I know, the blogs, the newsletters, the PR, the social media, the different organizations. I'm not wasting anything. I'm going all out, and there's no excuses. I'm just going to go all out and then see what happens from radio to TV. And, I'm just going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen with this next book. So as I put out there, you can create a workshop around your book. You can create a webinar around your book. a workshop or a webinar. That can bring in funding from you having you need to do is this as well. And I see a lot of people don't do this. So if you want people to get chapters of your book or even get your book, when they get it, hopefully you get their email, and then you ask them questions about your book. Hey, write me a review. And those reviews hold some weight, family. They hold some weight. You got to be able to use that. And so this right here, what I just gave y'all, all the stuff I just gave y'all, I look at that as a starting point for your business to help it grow. Writing a book is the new business card. It can help your business to grow. Right now, the books that are out there are people that are writing books that not doing too much, And my thing is, if you're going to write a book, go ahead and write it with good intentions to say, I want this book to get me some TV, get me some radio, get me some more business in my business, and get me another stream of income, if that's okay. You don't have to make it, elaborate or anything like that, but you have to do that. My thing for you is to do more than the 1% who never follow through. Do more than the 1% who never follow through. There are 81% of adult Americans right now that want to write a book. Some people are going to say they're interested. I want you to go past interested and go to committed. I need you to commit to yourself. Don't commit to anybody else about writing this book. Just commit to you. And one way, I'm going to give y'all this way that y'all can commit. Put it on your timeline on social media, all over social media. I'm going to write a book. And if you're very serious about it, put a date. Put a date. I dare you. I double dog dare you to put a date that you're going to write this wonderful book that's going to get you more business for your book. For your business, more book for your business, more business for your book. Well, however you want to do it, however you want to spin it, it's more of putting yourself out there. So I'm getting booked on radio shows. I'm getting booked on TV. I'm getting booked doing speaking engagements. My next one is in January 5th down in Nashville, Tennessee on Saturday. I think January 5th is Saturday. Yeah, it is a Saturday. I'm going to be down there on a Saturday, and I'm bringing everything to the table. When I get up in front of people and speak, I'm coming to crush. I'm coming to give everything that I have. I have another one, I think, in February, like 2 in March, 1 in April. So I'm probably going to be speaking like maybe once or twice every month. And then I have my own that I'm doing, webinars, live webinars that I'm doing. The speaking engagements is, kind of sort of speaking engagement. I like to do workshops. So I'm going to do a workshop, a live workshop, and it's going to be just follow my social media, and it's going to be more in-depth information on how we write this book. Because I don't care who you are, you need a book. And this is how I look at the whole situation of writing a book. Some of the people we look up to all these different folks that are out there. A lot of them, a great majority of them, they have books. Yes, they have books. So my thing that I ask everybody is, if we're supposed to follow successful people and do what they do, why don't we have books? Why don't you have a book if you're supposed to be following successful people? That's my time. I want to give it up to Miss Kimmy Robinson. Thank you so much for just providing this platform for the people. We are going to crush it, period. There's no other way around it. Thank you for having the idea for Elation Magazine, and then it going into Elation Radio, and then it's going to keep going further and further and further. And everybody in the Elation family, I want to say thank you for doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. We will keep pushing through the hard times and make it happen. This is Charles McCutchen. I'm a best-selling author. I'm your favorite entrepreneur. I'm going for it. I'm not letting anybody stop me, but I'm taking as many people along the journey that want to come with me. We're all going to go together. We're going to lock arms and go together. So, Father God, thank you for allowing me to come up here and bless the people with the information that you keep providing me, and you keep providing it to me, and I'm going to keep giving it to them. And we know nothing happens without you. Everything will happen in your time when you see fit, that we've used the territory that you've already given us. When you see fit to give us enough so we can keep moving forward, that's when we'll go forward. In your name we pray. Amen. Hey, y'all take it easy. Charles McCutchen. I'm at Charles M. Speaks at Yahoo, CHARLES. The letter M is in Mike. Sierra Papa Echo Alpha Kilo Sierra dot. I'm at Yahoo. Charles M. Speaks at yahoo.com. All over social media. You can find me. I'm not hard to find. But I want to say thank y'all for getting on, and we will be back. Y'all take it easy.
He's my Rosé, my Rosé, Who woke you up this morning with a roof up over your head? That's my Rosé. Who provides the source of your income, give you that bread? That's my Rosé. Remember when you didn't have a thing, you was out there lost? That's my Rosé. Did you receive double, he increased you like a bounce? That's my Rosé. Hey, that's my rock. My God's so good to me. Blessing after blessing, even ones that I can't see. I can't thank him enough, cause he done so much, he's my foundation, my God, he holds me up.
Roche, he's my rock. He's the reason I can't stop giving them praise until I drop. He took me from the bottom all the way to the top. That's why I tell the devil, get back. Strapped with the word, click, clack. And you ain't never gotta wonder what my faith said. I can do all things through Christ. Did you get that? Chase God, not money, that's true facts. I'm obese with belief, yeah, too fat. My foundation's too strong, so it can't crack. I'm cool when life gets rockin', no ace. He laid down his life like a flow, man. That's why I go so hard and never go back. I'm never searching for a blessing at all, cause he's my rock when my back against the wall. What it cooking, baking up joy like peanut butter cookies. Get a taste of him and you might start juking. Get the shouting hallelujah, got everybody looking. That's okay though. Yes sir, he's solid. 10 toes down, he endows me with knowledge. Provides strength when I'm weak in my body. I bounce back with a fight like Ali. For Roche, gotta know he don't play. The big homie on the block with the most game. I just lean on him like a brick wall. Got your back when you slack, make the big fall. What a big dog, thank you for the sacrifice. Thank you Lord for giving life and sending down the Holy Christ. A refuge and fortress of solitude. I'm flexed